You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Welcome to Truth and Logic, the weekly talk show that uses logic to explain the truth.
And the truth shall set you free!
Here are your hosts, David Cross and Duran Montgomery.
Good afternoon, family. You're listening to Talk Zone Radio. This is Truth and Logic with Duran, David, and Michelle. I'm Duran.
This is David.
And Michelle is en route, family. It's 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and depending on where you're at in the world, you can adjust that accordingly. We'd like to thank you for listening to, and we'd like to thank you for listening and welcome you once again to our weekly open forum discussion of current events and social issues. We are live and the phone lines are open. We can be reached at 888-GO-FOR-IT. That's 888-463-6748. Before we get started, what I want to do is I want to give a quick shout out to a sponsor to the foundation that donated the Bulls tickets to us last week. Number one, shout out to Ross for winning the tickets last week. We like to he has some pictures that he forwarded to me that he wants to upload to the site. So look for those, family. But it was the Laney Foundation. The Laney Foundation donated the tickets, very good tickets, 100 level seats. Ross said he had a very good time, and it was exciting for us to give those tickets away to you. So if you're listening, whether you're listening live or on playback, understand this. We're in the business of giving away more free shit later. Yeah. So, having said that, today's lead topic is going to be the KKK versus the Black Panther Party, because everyone seems to have something to say about it based on Beyonce's video or her halftime Super Bowl performance. And I'm not really understanding what that was all about. So, Dave, why don't you go ahead and kick it off?
Well, like I said, I was going to listen to the video. Watch the video, listen to the music. Was it a shot at the police? Yeah. I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse. And like I said, I'm going to be completely honest when I talk about it. I don't see it as a shot at the police. Honestly, looking at the video, listen to the words, sound like she pretty much want to cheat on Jay-Z.
Okay.
I mean, the lyrics pretty much what she say. If you do me right, I'll buy you Red Lobster. I even give you a record deal. Yeah. But Jay-Z don't need nobody to buy him Red Lobster. He already got a record deal, so. I'm just saying, you got a few little things in there about the police. Yeah, I've seen worse.
But they started the video off talking about, basically, I didn't get anything negative for the police. What I got from it was a reference to Hurricane Katrina. What I got from it was, I did get a small reference as far as the police killings, if you will, of young black males. But it wasn't like it was anything negative. You had the situation where the police car was half submerged in the water, and then eventually toward the end of the video it was totally submerged. That's Hurricane. I took it as Hurricane Katrina reference. You had the young black boy dancing in front of the line of policemen, and basically he threw his hands up and they threw their hands up too. There was no incident. I didn't get. The only thing that I think that they could have misconstrued is at the end of the video, where she said it's time to take formation, and time to slay.
Well, at the end it had written on the wall, "Stop shooting us."
Mm-hmm.
So
but is that a bad thing though?
No.
Is that so? I didn't get it. Bottom line is that I didn't get it. What everybody was talking about and why they're protesting and what have you.
Well, I'm a firm believer. If you don't like something, you can protest it regardless.
That's your right.
It's your God-given right, it's your American right. As long as you're not protesting with violence. Like I told, I've made it no secret. I got my own personal protest against Best Buy. Mm-hmm. I just won't spend money there. You feel that strongly about Beyonce? Don't buy her stuff. I'm not a big Beyonce fan. She got a couple songs that I like. not waiting on the next Beyonce album to come out.
You're not waiting on that release, that midnight release, that iTunes. You're not dropping. You're not dropping that.
No, if I get it,
You're not pre-ordering that.
If I get it, it's gonna be free. Somebody done gave it to me, but I mean, I got people that I like, the people that I will go out and spend my money on. If I don't like, if you only have 2 or 3 tracks that I like, yeah, I'll probably find somebody that got it and record it, because I'm not about to sit up here.
I mean, well, you bought that NWA album that we disagree on.
That NWA album hot.
It only had about 2 or 3 tracks on it.
I like the whole album. I can play it front to back. So,
shame on you.
Well, hey, we all got our likes, you know. I like good stuff. You like some good stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, we can like segue that, and when Michelle comes in, she can jump in feet first. But that goes directly to what I want to talk about, which is one of the things I want to talk about, which was the Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Do we need a beat for that?
No, I'm beat free on this one. But my thing with that was, okay, you have the situation where the police across the country are basically turning their back on Beyonce and saying that they're not going to provide her with protection or whatever for her concerts, or with security. Let's not call it protection. They're not going to provide her with security for her concerts. So now you have Minister Louis Farrakhan stepping up, and you have him saying that he's going to offer the fruit of Islam for security. Okay, well, the police have been accused of turning their backs on our community for years. Okay, and at no point have I heard the Minister Louis Farrakhan saying, well, if the police aren't going to do anything for the community, let's put the fruit of Islam out there.
Right. Well, they said he came out. The Fruit of Islam stood on the corner. I've never heard it. I was reading Mary Mitchell, and if I agree with Mary Mitchell, man, hell must have froze over, because I think she's stupid.
Well, there was a point about 2 or 3 years ago where they made a bit. I mean, with TV cameras, the whole nine, when they were over there right off Stony.
Right.
On about 76, I want to say it is, and Stony Island, from about Stony to maybe Chappelle, something like that. And yeah, they did, and they did it, periodically. It wasn't like a straight 3 weeks, but periodically for like 3 weeks you could catch them out there. But 3 weeks doesn't change a culture, you know what I'm saying? And so my problem with it is, well, here's a question, and family, feel free, 888, go for it. That's 888-463-6748. My question is this an example of bureaucratic capitalistic bullshit from our own leaders? Because, and the reason why I say that is because in order for you to go out there, okay, we're not even going to go back 3 years. We'll go back last year when the mothers in Inglewood got together and they were like, basically protesting, we're going to take our neighborhood back. And they were out there on the corners. Where was the fruit of Islam? I mean, I didn't hear Farrakhan saying that, oh, well, you know what, we got your back. You don't have to be out here alone. You know why? Because that would have been free. And I'm saying it the way I feel it. That was free. And let's be clear. If they provide Beyonce with protection, Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're going to cut the check.
Well, put it like that. What if they do it for Beyonce and Jay-Z for free? Let's just say.
In theory.
You're going to get more publicity for doing it for Beyonce than you would for
You'll get the publicity,
Inglewood.
but in the long run, isn't it still a money aspect? Because how many new converts might you get?
True.
And the converts then in turn do what? Provide money to the nation. So at the very bottom of it all, it's still a money issue.
I put it like this, and Mary Mitchell made a good point. Beyonce, Jay-Z can afford their own security.
Thank you.
Instead of, let's get it. See, people getting it twisted. It will be police there. because the city has to provide police, on duty police. We're talking about off duty police. If I'm an off duty policeman, if I don't want to work a certain event, I don't have to work that event. It's my God given right. Just point blank, I don't have to do it. If I'm on duty and they tell me to go, well, that's different. Jay-Z, Beyonce will come out cheaper doing it like that, getting the police, than they would by providing their own security.
But there's enough money between those two entities, entertainment wise, that they could do a 50-state tour.
Yeah.
And provide and hire a security company in each state.
Yeah.
And still not really hurt their financial bottom line. So
it was one song that Beyonce got. It came out after the Jay-Z Solange fight or whatever. And the lyrics in there said shit is gonna happen when you have $1 billion in the elevator.
$1 billion with a B.
Yeah, $1 billion
with a B. Well, see, here's my problem. See, here in Chicago, okay, we have 4 seasons. Okay, we have fall, we have winter, we have spring, and then we have the summer, which is effectively called our killing season.
No, let's fix that. You have winter, spring, killing season, and then football season.
Okay, whatever. So I mean, we have that. Where's the my thing is, and the thing is, where is the Nation of Islam? Because I don't need to hear that you're gonna provide Beyonce with protection. Because quite frankly, if I was the mother and father of these young boys and girls who are being killed and shot down in the streets, I would be a little offended. I would be a little, because number one, Beyonce ain't even from Chicago. Number two, she only gonna be here for a hot second. Number three, the kids are dying on the streets every day, weekly. I mean, we're already a month and a half ahead of schedule from where we were last year, as far as the killings are concerned. So I don't want to hear that you're gonna provide Beyonce with protection. Our kids need protection. So what are you gonna do for them, free of charge? Yeah, see, it got real quiet. It's real quiet. Nobody wants to talk about that.
I thought I heard a mouse pissing on cotton.
We here in the Midwest, and we don't have hurricanes. We don't have we have hurricanes, but we don't have tornadoes. No, which one?
No, we got tornadoes.
We have tornadoes. We don't have hurricanes. Hurricanes come off the water, so we don't have hurricanes. We don't have earthquakes like they do in California, but we do have killing season where you could go to the store for some milk and may not make it home. So what are we gonna? I don't want to hear about what you're gonna do on a national level. Let's keep it local and tell me what you're gonna do about making it better right here, right now.
I don't know if you got an answer for that.
Because later on in the show, we're gonna do some edutainment. I told you the lead topic was the Ku Klux Klan versus the Black Panther Party, because everybody wants to compare the two groups and say that the Black Panther Party is like the Ku Klux Klan. And if you know anything about history, anything at all, that's false. If you're letting the media tell you that and you riding with that, you're a fool. And I'm gonna explain to you why. But I mean, but my thing is that we have to educate ourselves as to what's going on. We talked about media manipulation. So, and this is part of it. I mean, the whole Louis Farrakhan providing Beyonce with protection, that's part of the manipulation, because they'll tell you about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, are they telling you about the 100 deaths? We reached 100. We only 2 months into the new year. 100.
February almost tripled in the city of Chicago. Where's the Black Lives Matter movement? I'm just saying. I mean, I haven't heard one hands up, don't shoot. Black Lives Matter.
I think we said it.
I can't breathe.
I think we said it before. Maybe we didn't say it, but I think Black Lives only matter when police and white people are killing the Black lives. Because I think realistically, and they can tell me I'm wrong or whatever, prove it that I'm wrong. You're just mad because that's a black life that you couldn't take.
real quick before we go pay bills, I realized one thing: the Black Lives Matter movement have no alliance to anybody. They mess with Republicans, they mess with Democrats, they mess with everybody. All they want to do, they're a bunch of sad ass people with no life that just want to be heard and get their 5 minutes of fame.
Hey, 5 minutes all it takes sometimes. We gonna pay these bills, family. We'll be right back at you.
Back to David, Duran, and Michelle for more Truth and Logic.
We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
And we're coming right back at you, family. It's Truth and Logic with Duran, David, and Michelle. You know, it was once said by Gil Scott-Heron that, you know, the revolution was not going to be televised, but you know what? It's damn sure going to be talked about. The question is, what do you have to say about it? So we're going to come back at you, and we're going to jump right into this edutainment portion. We're going to hold off on the rant for a minute. And the reason being is because everybody wants to compare the Ku Klux Klan with the Black Panther Party. So why don't we do a little background on both? The origin of the Ku Klux Klan. The Klan was founded in 1866 and was in almost every southern state by 1870. They provided southern resistance to the Republican Reconstruction era policies aimed at establishing political and economic equality for blacks. And I emphasize Republican for a reason. They waged a campaign of intimidation and violence aimed at white and black Republican leaders. When that did not work, because Congress passed legislation aimed at curbing the Ku Klux Klan's activity, the group shifted its focus of reestablishing white supremacy through politics using the Democratic Party. Now, I said it like that because, number one, at that time, the Democratic Party was not called the Democratic Party. If you research it, back in the 1800s, it was called the Dixiecrat Party. The Republicans were the ones who actually wanted to free the slaves. Now, that's neither here nor there, because what we stated earlier on an earlier show is that if you do your history and if you do your research, the abolition of slavery had nothing to do with, oh, we want to free the slaves because it was just the right thing to do. It was economics, and it states right here that it was about political and economic equality because of the Reconstruction era, and that has to do with capitalism and all, and that's a whole nother topic.
If they've been listening to the show, you know, in the beginning when we first talked about it, when I told them what Lyndon B. Johnson said, you get these niggas a little bit, you get them what they want, which is a little bit of freedom, I guarantee they'll be voting Democrat, and ever since then, blacks been going towards the Democratic view. Right.
So, I mean, so you have to, okay, so take that into account. Okay, so now at the turn of the century is where you saw the Klan really begin to evolve into what we see them as, which is burning crosses, staging rallies, parades, marches, etc., etc. The civil rights movement caused them to increase their activity, which included school and church bombings and violence against black and white activists in the South. Now, you take all that into account, everything that I just said. The origin of the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party originally called themselves the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, and they were formed in October of 1966. Okay, the Black Panther Party was formed to patrol and monitor the behavior of the police and challenge police brutality in the Oakland, California area. If you think about the time frame that we're talking about, the 60s and the 50s and 60s, there was a lot of police brutality. If you fast forward now, what do you have going on? That a lot of people saying that you know, it's almost history mirroring itself. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth today. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, not to cut you off. In a way, yeah, maybe, but back then, you get your ass beat just for being black.
Well, that's a true statement. I mean, and one of the stories, as far as which kind of ignited the Black Panther Party, was the man who was actually surrendering to the police with his hands in the air and was found gunned down. And all they said was that, well, he had a gun. Well, the Black Panthers proved that there was no gun. They proved that his hands were in the air because some of the bullets were actually lodged in his underarm area.
Right.
And so forth. So, I mean, you have things like that. But let's get back to what they were. The Black Panther Party was a black nationalist group. Let's not we're not going to cover that up. That's what they were about. Mm-hmm. However, they were responsible for implementing community and social programs, most notably the free breakfast and community health clinics. Okay, so they were about helping the community and providing resources to the community. Now, the FBI dubbed the Black Panther Party Public Enemy Number One.
I didn't know that.
This is under Edgar J. Hoover, okay? And a lot of the Black Panthers were arrested under false pretense and put in jail and what have you. And they have never been once. There has never been one school or church bombing credited to the Black Panther Party. Now, the reason why I put that out there is because you could be deemed public enemy number one. You could be deemed a threat for simply speaking out and saying what you're doing is wrong, and we're not standing for it, because they combated basically the law with the law,
right?
Which had never been done before at that point, and they didn't like it, so but the Ku Klux Klan been doing their thing for hundreds of years.
But see, like okay.
And they've never been called public enemy number one. I mean, you can fast forward to today with this clown Donald Trump, and he's got something to say about Muslims, about blacks, about Hispanics. But then when asked about the Ku Klux Klan, said, "Well, I got to look into the group." What do you mean you got to look into it? What are you talking about?
You know what, Donald Trump, and here's how much of an idiot he is. I was telling you earlier about the five young black men that was they was charged with rape in New York. The young lady was having sex with her father in a park in the grass. 5 black boys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call them men. 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. They saw this. They wanted to join. So she had sex with all 6 of them. The father plus the 5 boys. After that, she called rape.
This is recent?
Yes, this is recent. This was in, I want to say January, February. It's fairly recent.
First of all,
they was exonerated recently.
Not what I'm saying. Okay, you was in New York.
They was exonerated recently.
Okay.
Now, when did it exactly happen?
Okay.
I don't know.
It had to have been warm outside because New York is cold as hell.
But they were these boys was just exonerated because the only reason they was exonerated is because they filmed the initial confrontation of her having sex with her father and them asking and she agreeing and everything. It's the only reason they was exonerated. Well, with this, you had a lot of black leaders coming out saying that the boys should be more afraid of us than the police. You got other black leaders, they condemning these boys. Their names was put out, their faces was put on TV. Donald Trump said before these boys was exonerated, instances like this, they deserve a death penalty right away. So now, what if they didn't film it? You would have killed these boys, and come to find out they innocent.
Right.
You know, I know I'm jumping off subject, but that's the problem. That's one of the biggest problems we have in this country. Female could just call rape, and we just gonna go with it. Everybody want to jump on the men's back, and
888 go for it, family. 888-463-6748.
They jump on the men's back. Now with these boys, like I said, they minors. The girl was 18. All their information was put out. They face,
none of
everything.
hers, though.
None of hers. They even asked this girl if she wanted to press charges on her father.
She said no.
She said no. But the reason I say that is because they still did not want to press charges on her for lying. And once these boys was exonerated, then these same activists that came out trying to ruin these boys' life was saying, well, if she need any help, we would give her all the help that she need.
Really?
But damn, the help, she need jail time first.
Yeah,
then get her help.
Definitely.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. You know, you tried to ruin 5 people's life, and all we want to do is give you help.
Well, that's the society we live in, unfortunately. That they want to apply therapy to everything, and some things.
Well, not for men. Men don't get the men. I mean, let's call it what it is. Men don't get shit. And if anybody knows me, anybody that really knows me, I'm all for men rights.
Yeah.
And I was asked a question a little while ago. Well, why don't I look out for women, right? Well, you got there's all kind of groups out here looking out for women, right? Men have nobody.
Right.
Men get railroaded day in, day out, and I don't care what color you are. If you are a man, you get railroaded because a woman will put you through a lot of bullshit. And
they got the father's right activist. What's dude's name? The lawyer.
Who?
The dude that is robbing people blind for child support to represent them. You know who I'm talking about. He got the commercial, man.
I'm just, and I'm damn it, I'm gonna start a Black Panther party for men's rights. Shit.
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, men.
They gonna put you on the watch list. They gonna call you public enemy number 1, and then we're not gonna hear from you no more.
No, we gonna have these stupid ass feminists out here that.
Okay, let's tie this. Let's tie this in because this was something else that was in the paper Monday, as a matter of fact. Okay, so we've talked about the Black Panther Party and the Ku Klux Klan and how the two are not the same, although you have the media allowing people to say that they're the same. And the bigger problem in and of itself is us. You know, it's definitely us, because what I'm looking at here is that in the city of Chicago through Monday the 29th, as of Sunday, we have reached 101 deaths. 101.
Right.
Okay. That's if that don't disturb nobody else, then there's probably a bigger problem at play here. Last year, it was April 16th before the medical examiner announced death number 100.
Right.
So we're a month and a half ahead of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Already through February, I think the number was something like 397 shootings.
Yeah.
397. That's fucking ridiculous. 309. Dude, you got more shootings through the first 2 months of the year than you have days in the year.
Yeah.
And 100 people, 101 have already died. That's ridiculous. And again, where you asked the question, so I'm gonna ask it again. Where's the Black Lives Matter? And maybe it's corporate welfare's fault.
You know, this is something, and I don't know how true this is, but somebody made the statement. They say you have more killings in the first 2 months of Chicago than if you was to look at one battle, small battle with the military. A small battle where they and that's both sides being killed.
You saying the first 2 months of the
This
year?
Yeah.
Versus how long of a battle?
A small battle, not one of these big ones.
You mean like okay, there's a battle, not that it lasted 2 months,
right?
But just a small battle. That okay, and then but these are some of the same people who were upset and mad that the city got nicknamed Chirac and all, but it's a battle zone out here.
Matter of fact, in the military, when we had first sent our troops to Iraq, and I think it was 2 years, year and a half or something like that, we had 87. We lost 87 soldiers, and that was Iraq. We call this Chirac, and we only lost like 87 soldiers.
People mad,
but here in 2 months, 101. Them numbers don't make sense to me.
It don't make sense. And here's the thing: if you do not correlate that with the police presence being decreased, whether it be voluntarily or whatever, because you had people standing up and screaming that the police need to leave us alone. We can police ourselves. Well, they've done that because stop and frisk are down 80%. Okay, stop and frisk are down. You got you got all manner. I mean, the number of police that are pulling people over, whatever the case may be, that's all down. That's all been decreased.
Right.
So you can't tell me that the increase in crime, violent crime, is not directly correlated with the decrease in police presence.
Right.
If you believe that they're not related, then I'll say it. I don't care. You can be mad at me. Oh, by the way, family, the Twitter page is being manned. So if you can't call in, don't want to call in, whatever, tweet us. If you got a comment or a question, I'll read it on the air. It is what it is. But I mean, if you're a fool if you don't think that they're related, because there's no way that you can say, well, the police presence is decreased and the amount of crime is increased. They ain't got nothing to do with each other. You can't be serious. Right.
Well, you know what? And let's go pay some bills. But I'm going to tell you where part of the problem is probably coming from when we come back. And what we're going to talk about is what they say the black woman's wealth is worth.
Ooh, stop it.
Give us the truth. That's what we need.
Truth and Logic. Back to Duran, David, and Michelle on TalkZone.com.
And we're coming right back at you, family. And yeah, the truth may hurt, but one thing you can never dispute is that it's always good for you, whether you like what you hear or not. And Lady Michelle is here.
Hi, family. I know I was really quiet on the first half of the show.
It's taking it all in.
Sometimes you gotta listen,
right,
before you can respond. You know what I'm saying?
So let's recap. Let's recap. We did the whole Beyonce formation thing.
Oh.
And we love to hear what you got to say about that.
Ladies,
and then we did the whole comparison between the Ku Klux Klan and the Black Panther Party. We did the whole 100.
There is no comparison.
There really isn't. But why don't you bless the family with what's on your mind?
Well, I'm not sure if you guys touched on it, but the recent video, did you guys see it?
Yeah.
In Anaheim, California.
Oh,
we talked about that. We talked about that.
Yeah, did you touch on that?
I did. No, did not. Did not. Left that all for you.
I didn't see the video.
Look, speak on it.
They went in.
The Bloods
a man
and
got
Crips,
stabbed.
Put it like this: the Bloods and Crips wasn't going for none. They was united.
They
that
teamed
day.
up.
Yeah.
They was like, today we gonna put aside our beef, and
the Klan was marching, and they was like, not today.
But here's what I don't get. Okay, first off, you got gangs fighting for shit that you don't own.
Dig that.
And the reason I say you don't own it, look at Ida B. Wells, Cabrini Green, all this stuff that you thought you owned. White man said, I want my shit back. They came and took it back. How many people done lost their lives or sitting in jail currently for fighting over these areas?
Over them city blocks?
Right. So if you can come together for a cause like that, I don't even care if y'all come together and sell drugs together. Just come together.
Right.
Stop all the unnecessary violence. Just come together.
Okay, family, I think it's important that we emphasize that Truth and Logic does not condone the selling of any illegal narcotics.
But the point I'm trying to make is just come together.
Yeah,
you could come together against the Ku Klux Klan, but then tomorrow you're killing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, double standard. Also, they were saying that this Ku Klux Klan rally the theme was # White Lives Matter. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but
I mean,
wow, that's interesting.
See, here's the thing: we're the only group of people who have to justify pride in our race.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody says anything to Hispanics when they talking about brown pride, La Cinco de Mayo, whatever. Nobody says anything to Asians.
Here's something that I heard, right? And if you think about it, it's gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't care. I'll do that anyway. A lot of times we do something, and when somebody speak up, they say, "Well, white people do it too." Okay. Right? We all heard that,
right?
But let me ask you this: how many times have you heard somebody white to say black people do it?
Never.
Now, if you were an Olympic star and you won 2 gold medals, but somebody from the Special Olympics win 10, are you mad at the person that won 10?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's Special Olympics. You know, I'm kind of better than you, but I mean, and the point I'm trying to make is, let's stop saying, well, white people do it too, because when we say that, we're trying to get up there to them.
Well, you know what? Okay, I see where you going with that, but
it's a constant battle.
In order to get there, we have to first stop saying things like black. We have to stop first using black as an adjective, right? Because we'll say, "Oh, he's a black doctor. He's a black, actor or whatever." You just an actor. You just a doctor,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You know, but because we have, and here, since you bring that up, because I was just thinking about this the other day, right? It was like if you see a child who's, and I know it's politically incorrect to call him a half-breed, but if you see a child who's mulatto, who's mixed, you'll say he's half white. I mean, he's half black. Well, why do you say he's half black? Why don't you just say? I mean, because
that's the best part. No,
but why does that even matter?
It really
don't.
What I'm
saying?
That is a good question.
The black part is what's,
makes it.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't hear him say, well, he's half white. Well, who cares?
Well, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. The darker a person is, the more of a threat people think he is. That person is.
That's not true, because Michelle said people thought that she was evil, and Michelle is light skinned.
I think it's just my facial
her facial
expression.
expression.
You're light skinned, and people think you're an ass.
This is true. This is true, ladies and gentlemen. This is true.
But no,
I'm dark skinned, and some people are very comfortable around me.
People say that
I don't know
because
what it is.
people say that because
I don't know what it
They're
is.
like they're comfortable around the big black guy.
That's probably why.
He's the
let's
protection.
not stir this pot.
That's our
We don't know
protection.
what's gonna happen.
That big black guy is our protection.
He might haul off, and I don't know.
We can't handle
That
it.
might be the assumption.
No, but what were you saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You'll make me lose train of thought.
It don't take much.
I know I'm 3/4 retarded, but
But you ain't too slow enough. You ain't slow enough not to give him this rent, though. I know you feeling it.
man, I'm feeling. You
I
know
know
what?
I know you got to be feeling
Yeah,
something right about now.
Hey, let's go on and drop the beat right about now. Okay, this is a story that I read, and we talking about what are black women worth. From ages 36 to 49, a single black woman wealth is $5.
Oh, hell no.
Hold on. And of course, I did my research for anybody that don't. I did my research.
Please do. I would like to hear this.
What they say, black women will spend more unnecessary money on bullshit to the point to where if you take one unpaid sick day or you have one major repair, you would go drastically in debt. Now, hear me when I say this. They not saying every single black woman out here this is their net worth. They saying this is the median for all black women. On the same scale, a single white woman median wealth is like $36,000.
That's still horrible.
It's horrible, but the reason a lot of black women went into debt was because of the loans where they boost up your interest rate or whatever, the balloon payment or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And they say a lot of black women would spend unnecessary money on bullshit. So economics goes up, but their pay don't go up. So with their pay not going up, now you got to take out loans or get credit cards just to pay your necessary bills.
And that's why they want that $15 an hour.
Yeah, she is. Also, I mean, I know we all know how I feel about weed. as far as weave,
Oh my goodness.
when you look at it, when you buy weave, Michelle, you buy weave. Weave is like furniture. Once you put it in your head, you can't no longer resell it. It has no value. It has no value whatsoever. You could buy a car that would depreciate as soon as you take it off the lot, but whenever
That's
you
true.
decide to sell it, you could at least get some type of value.
That's true.
Weave, there's no value in weave.
He just basically compared your weave to your couch.
It's an investment, especially if you
it's
get
not
some
an
good
investment.
hair. That means you can take it out, wash it, and wear it again, and it'll still be good.
But it
you
still
buy
has
the
no
good stuff.
value.
Beauty tips 101.
It's still weave has no value at the end of the day. You can't resell it. Once you done with it, you're done with it. It's going in the trash, or you give it to little Jamequisha, and she'll throw some used ass weave in her head that done been on somebody else.
So Jamaquavius and Keisha had a baby, and it's Jaquisha.
So are you trying to say this is why black women are worth $5? Please explain yourself, sir.
No. First off, this is not me. I saw the initial story on Huffington Post, and I cross-referenced this.
Okay.
But a lot of black women have a lot of consumer debt, a lot of credit cards debt that they just cannot afford to pay. So one semi-major event that happens in their life, now they're definitely going into debt. I mean, let's call it what it is. How many black people do we know that has credit cards, light bills, gas bills, phone bills, rent in their kid's name? I mean, let's just call it what it is. And the bad thing about it,
There you go.
the bad thing about it
And I
is
wouldn't do
when
that.
you have a black man in the household, that typically don't happen. A good black man. We ain't talking about the Romanians.
We ain't talking about Nook playing Madden who ain't got no
Right.
job.
We ain't talking about the
Nook.
Madden King, because let's call it what it is. Women, I'm hard on women because
You are.
number one, I have a little girl that I want to be worth the damn.
Right.
And I have two little boys that I want to find good women.
Right.
And a good woman is what helps a good man.
Right.
Because a bad woman could destroy a good man. We all know this. That's facts.
This is true.
The reason I'm hard on women, black women, is because this is what we see. I need our standards to get higher. Our standards need to be a lot higher than what it is. How many women, look on Facebook, everybody, do me this favor, look on Facebook and look at a majority of the black women that you have on your page, and how many of them got the ass shot? How many of them got the duck lips? I'm not saying all of them do, but are you worth more than that ass shot? Because if you're beautiful, you could do a picture straight up and down
with some clothes on.
With clothes on, and everybody will see your beauty. But if all you doing is showing an ass shot, that's all you worth to me is an ass shot.
And then you turn around and say, I can't find no good man.
Oh.
You looking for Mr. Right, but all you gonna find is Mr. Right now.
I swear to God.
So that's why I'm hard on black women, and that's why I say black women need to step up their standards. And then this attitude, you want to be like a man, negative. Fall into a woman's place, let the man be in a man's place, because in the black community, a lot of this shit is shifting. You got men that want to be women, you got women that want to be men. And
I feel like another episode coming up, a relationship episode.
It's probably
I'm
needs to
feeling
be.
You feeling
I
that?
feel the fire.
Because there's no reason that black women should be head of the household. Anybody that reads the Bible, the man is supposed to be in charge of this household.
What?
The man,
We just get Reverend David over here.
the
he
man
is going in today. That's why I said another episode, because I'm feeling some type of way. I want to get in there, but I'm gonna let you continue your rant, baby.
let the man control the household. Now, when I say control the household, that don't mean you want to be Ike Turner, that the women have no say so because you're doing this shit together. But it's supposed to be the man is in charge of the household. In the black community, this shit is switched. The woman is in charge of the household. And we have a serious damn problem in the black community. So at that, when we're saying that, I think I'm about to drop this mic right about now.
Well, that was on your mind all week.
Obviously,
really was.
because
That was on
we
your
just
mind.
went from That to the weave again, David. And
oh, he ain't gonna let that weave go.
I know he not gonna.
He gonna
let
tie
it
the
go.
weave in. I mean, we could talk.
It's cool.
Look. Let me tell you something.
You know what? Once I put mine back in, I'ma just come in
here. We could
here
talk
and
about
just smack 'em
Columbine.
with it.
We
No.
could have a Columbine incident, and David would find a way to blame it on the weave.
Just put it in there.
But no, okay. Let me get this straight. Number one, I'm a firm believer. If you have the money to afford what you're trying to get, that's fine.
Right.
I just got the Galaxy S7. I'm waiting for it to come. I can afford it. My daughter asked me, well, why you always get a new phone? Because I can afford it.
Like I got a job. I go to work.
Right. The reason with the weave, if you independent, but you really dependent on the government, and you got this fresh yaki in your head.
Yaki.
I mean, let's call it what it is. Shit, you. Why?
David has somebody's attention because they not even calling this show.
Call the show.
They not even call the show. Don't call his personal line. 888
call
go for
the
it.
show.
That's 888-463-6748.
Right.
They are calling the personal line.
This
Like,
888
this
go
my
for
son's
it.
school calling.
Oh.
Somebody at the school listening.
They like, look, hey,
But I'm just saying,
but we already know that you don't want people on public assistance to have a damn thing. Like
you know what?
if they phone is good for anything, but I fall in and I can't get up, you got a problem. You know,
because I mean, the only line that I like that Donald Trump has ever said is "Let's make America great again." That's the only line,
and that's it.
That's it.
yeah, but where'd he steal that from?
I don't know.
Ronald Reagan.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because you was probably like 8 when he was saying
Yeah, I
it.
was,
But he got that. No, you was younger than that because I was young when. But
And
Ronald
I
Reagan,
wasn't
that's where he
born.
got it from. Ronald Reagan.
And I wasn't born. I'm
But,
sorry, I had to throw the shot in there.
Whatever, Michelle.
People, y'all calling like people had bad lines. Got a couple callers.
Anybody wanna
Get rid of that
call
boost
in?
mode.
Yeah, a couple people called in, but it look like it ain't going through.
Get rid of that boost mode, that cricket.
I'm sorry.
I would tell you who to go to, but they gotta pay the show for them to get the spot.
I would just like to chime in a little bit on this black women being worth $5. I be damned. The most debt I have right now is school loans because I went to college. That's my debt right now.
Yeah, but you know what? You kind of like you've been to the museum.
Yeah.
And you're like an exhibit. You like something that somebody come by and watch because there ain't a lot of that going on. You know, and I hate to say it like that because, I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and I know that there are a lot of positive black women out there doing it. They going to Howard and whatever, wherever they go. It is what it is. But how many times do you have to meet a woman who tell you she in nail school or, you know, I'm finna go back to school for nursing, but they 47. You know, it's like, come on now.
I don't know.
I'm so sick of that. I'm so look.
This next episode needs to be about standards.
He just threw his hands up.
Since
Hands
we
up.
went
Don't
in
shoot.
there.
I'm so sick of hearing people feed me that line of bullshit because they think it sound good, like I want to hear it. I don't really care what's going on with your life, okay? If it don't directly affect me, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Look. My wife is in school to get a PhD. Shout out.
Shout out to that.
Whatever. But, I mean, you know, but she started a little later in life because she came to me. I mean, she was working.
Hey, it's never too late.
She was working, and she came to me when my second son was born and was like, you know what? She was working. She was working at a hospital in the pediatric ward. She had that little nursing thing going on.
Okay.
She was like, you know what? I don't want to do this. She said, I want to be at home to raise my kids.
Right.
You know,
Right.
cool. But while she was doing that, you know, now I've been spoiled. You know, I now know this ain't got nothing to do with the one that we talking about, but since we talking about it,
I mean,
you know, my wife, what did she do? She went and started a business. You know what I'm saying? Which is another reason why I can't stand to see black women sitting on their ass not doing nothing, because she saw me struggling, and her whole thing, another relationship show is definitely on tap. But she saw me struggling. She didn't say, well, you know, go work harder. She said, what can I do to release your load? You know what I'm saying? And she went and started a home business.
Right, 'cause
which
that
at
is
one
supposed to be
point,
a team.
she was killing me on the pay side.
Right.
It was like, damn. You know, so I mean, yeah, I mean, you know,
And that's a good question.
It should be like that.
Yeah.
She's up, you up. You up, she's up.
you know,
And that, you know what? That's a good question for a relationship show. How many men could actually handle that their wife or significant other make more than them?
well, look here,
good question.
Oh, relationship topic next week,
I
family.
think a lot because nowadays it don't seem like these.
We ain't talking about
MF
those.
is
We ain't
lazy.
talking about the one with the Madden King with them super fast thumbs.
Right now,
you know, playing video games
But you
all
know,
day.
I mean, you know, yeah, that.
We ain't talking about them.
We'll say that for next week because I definitely have a viewpoint on that.
Me too.
I mean, back to
Right. The topic at
the-
hand.
But the topic was black women
that
median
was your
wealth
rant,
being
right,
$5.
Right.
That's what we was talking about. And you
Damn that.
But see,
But I mean, it's a fact though, because
But-
not only because it's in writing, but I mean that there was research that went into that article.
right. I mean, see, people look at themselves, and they say, "Well, no, I know I'm worth more than $5." But when they it's all black women because you got to also think of the ones on public assistance. You on public assistance, what you bring in, I mean, the government is giving it to you, so you really have no wealth,
Right.
but they're in debt.
Right.
You know.
I was just telling David before you got here, right? We was talking before the show started, and he had brought that up to me, and I was like, it's interesting, and because my wife was just out of town this weekend to visit one of her childhood friends, and her friend's friend.
Right.
My wife was like, she was like, I couldn't believe it. This chick is riding around in a Range Rover. Got an apartment that ain't got no furniture in it. So I'm like, if that ain't hustling backwards, I don't know what is. First of all, let's start with I got a Range Rover, but I don't have a house.
Right.
Because if I got a car like that, I need to see my house, not my apartment. My house is ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I mean, you know, and you have that across the board where people would rather ride good than live good. You know, it is.
And
what it
you
is.
know what? I was in that boat when I was in the Navy because I never thought I could learn anything from somebody stupid. And you was in the Navy, you know, this is a guy that actually failed the advancement exam, and you just need really an elementary.
I'm about to say that he failed the 8th grade advancement exam. If you got an 8th grade education, you probably passed the ASVAB.
You got a 4th grade education, and but he told me because that's when the spinners first came out. I wanted me a nice Escalade with spinners, and I was about to go into debt for it. This man sat me down, the idiot.
Spinners.
Man.
Riding spinners. We riding spinners.
But he sat me down and he said, why would you want to buy 2 expensive items that would depreciate in value as soon as you take it off the lot? He said, what you need to work towards is getting a house, which will gain some type of
Equity,
appreciation.
yeah.
Right.
He said, so you want to put yourself in more debt on something that if you got rid of could never really help you get out of debt.
Not only that, but we trying to impress people that we don't even know, that
Right.
don't even give a damn about us. You know, I mean, I'm finna make y'all laugh real quick, right? I
Please
know
do.
y'all gonna joke on my age and shit, right?
That's
But
okay, go
when
ahead.
he said the Spinners had just came out, I was like, how old are you again? The Spinners been out for him. I'm thinking about the singing crew.
Wow.
Okay, so that was a little joke on me. It is what it is. This is what we do. I ain't shame. I ain't
He was an
scared.
old man when spinners came out.
Whatever.
So, you know.
Oh man.
Whoa.
Hey, that's where you making it seem now.
I mean, man, I don't know why my mind just immediately went to the singing group. I'm like, what? They just came out. What?
Wow, man.
Okay, dig that. Whatever.
But- Yeah.
1965.
Right?
I wasn't born.
So, I mean, I wasn't. Were you born?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking.
You know what? To hell with both of you. Man.
So what year did the
This
wheels
ain't the
come out?
positivity show.
What-
Y'all go to hell.
What year did the wheels come out?
What, 96?
No, that had to be.
Nah, that had to be
2000.
like
the
the millennium, early.
I was on
late
shore duty,
90s,
so
maybe early
that had to be like 2001, 2002.
Okay, whatever.
Because I was on shore duty.
Okay, but that ain't when they came out. That's when you wanted them.
But that's when they started to become popular.
Spreewell.
It probably was late 90s.
Yeah, like 96, 97.
Early
Spreewell's
2000s.
the one who made him popular after he bought bought stock in the company.
Okay, whatever. This man still wearing the Reeboks with the pump up on the shoe.
BKs, man, stop it. British Knights, you gonna get off my shoe game, huh?
Wow. Those are classic.
You know, they are. Okay, well, we got anything while we wrapping up? Because the hour would just flew
Man,
by.
it really did.
No.
It flew by real fast for
It
you,
did.
Michelle.
Yes, it did.
Man,
Yes, it
family,
did.
hey, there's a lot of topics that we just got in queue right now because
Right. We just touched on a little bit of too much, right?
I know. I think we went a little too broad this week because it's just a lot of shit on my mind.
It's so much happening, and somebody was telling us when we first wanted to do the show, like, do y'all think y'all have enough topics? I said you could just open up the newspaper.
Have something to talk
And
about.
Right.
I mean, with as much bullshit that's going on nowadays,
There's
we'll never
always
run out of
something to
material.
talk about. Always.
Always. And with that, family, we're on a 6-day, 23-hour break. And as always, live life as if you're going to die tomorrow, but take the time to learn as if you're going to live forever. Develop an opinion. Think about it. And remember, everything that's black and white is not always black and white. Until next week, I'm Deron.
This is David.
This is Michelle.
And it's Truth and Logic, y'all.
Your truth versus my logic.
Peace and love.